Hi everyone, this is Joe Rhodes with Esri, and I'm going to do a quick demo of Arcade, how to drive visualization, including changing symbology and formatting labels with the new Arcade expression language. So what we're looking at here is we've got a set of points that represent USGS stream gauges, and we have a set of polygons that represent subbasins where some of those stream gauges are located. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into this Change Style menu for those gauges. And for our attribute, we'll hit the drop down and we will go and create a new expression. What we're going to do is we're going to symbolize these symbol levels based on stream flow. So we do have a streamflow global attribute, or I'm sorry, global object over here on the right, which you see we've got all of our attributes listed. We also have a geometry and a view scale objects as well. And then we have a list of our functions over here. You can really dig deep if you want to, but today we're going to do some pretty simple visualizations here. So we'll go back to our globals and we'll see we have a cubic feet per second stream flow attribute. So we could just go into our Change Style menu and symbolize it by cubic feet per second, but let's say we want it to be cubic meters per second. So this is where Arcade comes in handy. These are the sort of things that you can do with the field calculator in ArcMap or in ArcGIS Pro. In fact, there's a lot of, it's very similar, the set of functions that you're able to do with the field calculator with Arcade. So we'll just grab that global object for cubic feet per second and then the simple calculation to convert. And then we'll test it. And there we go, it looks good. This is a good point to mention that Arcade will return the last statement in the expression, which is what it's doing here. We only have one statement. But if you want, you can declare a variable and then return that variable and you get the same result. So that comes in handy if you're going to write a more complex expression, which we will shortly, and you're going to want to reuse that variable. So for right now, we'll hit OK. And we'll take a look here, and there we go. Now we have symbol levels based on the stream flow for those points. However, we have one really big one here that's showing 9 million cubic feet per second. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or not, but regardless, we're going to remove it from our expression so that the range of symbol levels is a little more manageable. So we're going to go back in and we'll edit our expression here. Then we'll remove our return statement and write a quick conditional. So we'll just say if CMS is greater than return null, else return CMS. Test it, looks good. Okay. There we go, and now we've completely removed that from the symbology. Note that this makes no changes whatsoever to the underlying data. This is only driving the symbology in the web map. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to symbolize these points by, we're going to categorize them as high, medium, or low stream flow. So the way we'll do that is we'll hop in, we'll add another attribute and another expression. Set a variable for flow, grab our stream flow, and then a quick conditional. So we'll say flow is greater than 6, return a string of high, else if flow is less than or equal to 6, and 2. We'll return a string of mid, else return a string of low. Okay, let's give it a test here. We got an unexpected token. Looks like we forgot to add a variable in here. There we go. Okay, looks good. We'll hit OK. And now we have those symbolized by high, low, or mid. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some labels for those stream gauges and format them with a couple of attributes. Done, we'll get out of there. Come over here and we'll create labels. And for our text, we'll add a new expression. And we're going to create a label that shows both the stream flow and the stage height. So we'll set a variable, and we're going to concatenate those attributes with strings that kind of describe what they are. And this is a good time to note that the concatenate function that you see here is something that's also available in Excel, and it's not unique to that. A lot of the functions, if you've dealt with Excel and used functions there, are also available in Arcade. So if you're familiar with the function, some sort of formatting function in Excel, it's worth it to give it a try in Arcade, because there's a good chance that it'll work. So we're going to concatenate the stream flow with a string CFS, and then we'll put a slash in there, and we will add the stage height, and then another string that says feet. Give that a test. Oh, we forgot to return it. It's important. Label. Test it. Looks good. Okay, and there we go. But unfortunately, we have some points here that don't have data on that. So let's say we want to, for some reason, just exclude the labels from those. So we can go in and we can edit this. And we'll move our return statement. And we'll say if, pick one of those attributes, stream flow is not null, return label. Else, return null. Okay, we'll test that. Hit OK. And now we've removed the labels from those points which lack the data for stream flow and stage height. So the last thing we're going to do real quick is some symbology on these polygons. And we're going to we're going to divide one field by another. So we're going to do an operation between two fields to drive that symbology. So hopping into our watersheds here, we'll go into our change style. Again, a new expression. And we're going to look at the stream flow per square mile for each watershed. So what we'll do that is we'll just set a variable, and we'll call that, or we'll set that as our stream flow divided by the, there we go, analysis area. And then we'll return that variable, test it, looks good. And there we go. Now, for some reason, it returns it as point symbol levels, but we can easily come down and change that, and then we can change the classification here as well by going into our options, and we'll just set it classifier data with quantiles. There you go. And now you see what's possible. So that's it. Thank you for watching.